Welcome to Wishing Well Studio. I'm just going to show you what's going on in the song Boulder on the album version on my solo album, Flooding the Ocean. I record a lot of stuff all year round for other artists. I've recorded Broom Besoms, I've recorded my solo album. It's all very much the same kind of process, just done in a different way. It's just a creative approach to making a song sound best on someone's hi-fi system in the end. And I was trying to transport the live concert aspect of what I do. So here's Boulder. Here's just the guitar and the vocal.
Save your sons from the storm. The road is long and memories short and well.
So you could just live with that, really. That would be fine. There's a reason for that. That's the arrangement I use when I play live. I did actually take the two lowest strings off the guitar for this because you'll find out why later. There's a lot going on. This is the only song where I've changed what the guitar and vocal do compared to the live version. It's just the
Running out of rope.
It still sounds good, I think.
Arms are strong, holding back the thoughts. Push a boulder up the slope. Push a boulder up the slope.
Then there's a harmonium.
Push a boulder.
Like a pump organ. You pump it with your feet.
Up the slope. Push a boulder.
I'll let you hear that on its own. That's the harmonium. You can even hear the feet going. I love that thing. It's so useful. You'd almost not know it was there. Oops, what have I done?
Marching down the lane. The road is long.
So those three things already sound pretty full.
Running out of rope. Arms are strong, holding back the thoughts. Push a boulder up the slope.
And there's a bass drum just keeping that marching beat going, which would usually probably be my feet if it was just a live version. I'll go back a little bit so you can hear that.
Push a out of rope. Arms are strong, holding back the
So you got the harmonium just adding a bit of atmosphere and just smoothing out the chords in a subtle way in the background. The bass drum's kind of that stompy thing. If you're at a live gig, there's that kind of live energy there, which can be missing in a studio thing. So just add a stompy bass drum, marching feet. It's an anti-war song. And the other thing I was missing from a live concert was this. Lots of people singing. Now, my live audiences don't come up with harmonies like this, but, you know, may as well. That's just me tracked lots of times. I mean, if you listen to the end of the song. With the lead vocals. So that's just me standing at various different distances from the microphone, tracking and tracking and tracking different harmonies, or the same one twice from different distances to get that sense of space and to make the whole thing sound like a big room of people having a good old sing-song, which is kind of what this song's about, isn't it? It's a massive chorus, anthemic. Push a boulder.
The road is long.
We'll put the guitar back on. So you got a bit of percussion. You've got the harmonium, organ thing, some vocals and some singing, and the guitar.
The road is long and memories short.
And then I thought, well, a bit of bass might be nice. And the first thing I tried was the electric bass, so I'll just cancel all these. So I got Where does it play? That's interesting. Right, here's some electric bass. So that's a really gnarly sound. And it's actually doing quite a lot. It's just prettying up. It's just adding a little bit of tension and you just hear it. It's kind of underneath the guitar and the vocals, doing some interesting melodic stuff and just filling in the gaps, leading on to the next round of chords without getting in the way of anything. So it's like having a lead guitarist that doesn't do your head in, doesn't get in the way.
I'm so strong.
So that's in there.
Boulder up the slope. Road is long, memories are short.
But then, while we're on the subject of bass, we'll just go. I also added some double bass. Bowed double bass, which has the kind of very earthy, rootsy sound, and that's more the sound that I was looking for on the album. But that sounded great, but I missed the kind of gnarly, tight, melodic sound of the other one. So I just put them both in. It wasn't a plan to have two basses playing on one song. I mean, it sounds quite weird on its own, but if you just play the whole thing together,
Road is long, memories are short, and we're running out road.
I've obviously engineered the sounds so they don't get in the way of each other. If you had two really bassy basses, then that wouldn't work. But the electric bass is EQ'd to sound more mid-rangey, and the double bass is just absolutely huge at the low end. But it doesn't get in the way of the bass drum either. So if you have, this is kind of the most important thing if you've got a band sort of sound. So you've got the bass drum and the two basses. What I didn't mention yet was that there's actually more than one bass drum. I think there's three of them, but never at the same time. But then, besides all that, computer's decided to save, auto-save. Besides all that, there's a load of drums as well. There's a djembe and two derabukas. I just want it to sound a bit like a fireside jam or like a campfire jam, and there's always someone with a djembe. So hear all that together again.
Running out road. I'm so strong, holding back the thoughts.
But there's something else in there as well, isn't there? You can hear it. There's some strings. There's a string section, which you don't often get at campfires. It's an attempt at creating a string quartet sound. I borrowed a friend's viola, a beautiful viola, and so I tracked that, and then two violins, and the double bass is, I think, also participating in that section. Let's have a look. It is. So the bow double bass, viola, and two violins, and that just adds some warmth, acoustic warmth. Bit of a fiddle solo, of course. is the middle section with all that stuff going on.
It's like the cattle taken off the pile, green leaves stripped off trees. The road is.
Yeah, so it starts off with just the way it's done acoustically, with a little bit of double bass.
Saw the wind hit the
That was important for me,
water,
for the song to start the way you'd hear it when I play live. That's the thing, if you have lots going on, you've got to introduce it bit by bit. So here comes the next thing. Bass drum just four on the floor. And the harmonium just adding some smooth chords. So it's nothing that gets in the way, it's just augmenting. Then the voices come in, and the bow double bass. So the whole thing gets some high end and some low end. The whole thing sort of explodes outwards. Djembe comes in. So there's no bass drum while this is happening. They got in the way of each other a bit. The harmonium starts getting a little bit higher on the right hand. Then the electric bass comes in. Just drives it on a little bit. So there you go, that's about all I have to say about that, really. It was a nightmare to arrive at this. This was the song that gave me the biggest headaches, just because I didn't have the basis right, as it turned out. After trying all kinds of things with additional instruments, the thing that sorted the song out for me in the end was going back and changing the guitar arrangement, just the acoustic guitar. I just hadn't got it right from the beginning. It's always the basics. If something's not working, it's always the basics. But now I've got an arrangement that works much better on stage as well, so it was a good process to go through. So I hope that was interesting for you. It was certainly fun to look back at all this after having not seen it for about half a year and see how I did it all.